on top in this next match. We have right hot off the presses for you guys. We have no chill here. We're going to give you Gyo versus P2P with Gibus.
I saw this match, and I looked at him and I said, please let me cast this, because this is quite the rivalry. You know, Gibus and Gyo, certainly rivals of sorts. One thing worth noting is at the T-Lock 1K, the event that Gibus ended up winning. That Gyo ended up winning. Gibus was actually up in the loser's bracket 2-0, and Gyo does a clean reverse sweep to bring it back. And since then, Gibus has been in the lab and so eager for this rematch to happen. I believe the last time that they played, Gibus came out on top in yet another close set. So we're definitely going to be in for a treat. What's interesting here, though, is we don't see the Lucario. Instead, Gibus is opting for Mewtwo for game number 1. And what do you think is maybe going through his mind when he's not choosing Greninja or the Lucario here?
I would say what he's using right now to recover, the side B, which is the Confusion. However, putting himself in a terrible position right there, eating that up smash, but able to control the gyro a bit better using that move, which, you know, Rob's need to have that stage control, that advantage on the stage. If Gibus is able to control that, I would say that's what's going through his mind and what he
that's
wants.
A very intelligent observation as well. You'll notice that one thing that Gyo is so good at is getting that projectile game established, but with an option like Confusion on the table, now he has to rework one of his major openings in neutral. And so far, in stock number 2, we really haven't seen that being an option. Instead, he's playing almost this mid-screen range where he's just outside of the range of the tail and all the tilts that Gibus might have. Not out of range on that Shadow Claw, though. That forwarder slamming Gyo straight towards that right blast zone.
Yeah, 61% on Mewtwo. See, the player, Mew2 plays Mewtwo, and I just associate the two now, but Mewtwo being the second lightest character in the game is going to die a lot sooner to the bleep bloop, to an up throw if he lands it on the platform. So Gibus is going to need to be very careful, but what Mewtwo lacks in weight makes up for in kill potential, like we saw in that first stock. That forward air coming out and able to seal that stock finally, and already backing up all this percent, putting himself in a very good position to take the game.
We're about at the percent where I have to ask, was it worth it? Was that dominance that you get in the early game, using that side B to deal with some of the projectiles from Gyo, was it really worth it, considering that at the end game, you're so much more frail when it comes to defense? Let's see if who's gonna come out on top. Percents near even here, though I would say that Gyo definitely has an advantage. He certainly has stage control right now, and look at that chase down.
Gosh, that was a situation where if he had thrown on a grab, he may have gotten it, he may have not, and he may have gotten punished. So it's one of those, anything can happen. It's a very tense situation right now because the slightest touch, the slightest forwarder will take it.
Oh, and that was exactly the touch that Gibus needed. That up smash, sending him straight to the galaxies. Beautiful. What do we call it the last time we were on the mic? Eternal cosmic power. That's what we call the up smash, because it's like the genie.
Yeah.
Itty bitty living space.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what's the cool thing that I see as someone, I don't know if it was you or someone else, Japanese casters, they always give names to moves. So I feel like that'd be something cool that I want to start doing more myself. Is like giving a move a cool name or something. To kind of give more impact to that situation like that.
Eternal cosmic power, man.
Which is awesome. That sounds cool.
Shout out to Aladdin. So this is really intriguing for me. On one hand, Gyo does have a lot more presence, I suppose, with the platforms there. You know, we talked about how devastating that up throw can be, especially on such a light character like Mewtwo.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I feel like this does give us even more options to deal with some of the projectiles that Gyo's going to be throwing out.
Yeah, it's much more. You can't really set up a gyro on any of these platforms, so it's a lot more telegraphed where the gyro is going to come out. Oh, but it was not telegraphed that down air was going to come out, eating it right into the lower blast zone. Okay.
He hit us with the Illidan, man. We were not prepared. We were not prepared, and Gibus wasn't either. but he was able to answer stocks back really quickly. Remember, that Shadow Claw, that forward air coming into play in that last game was exactly what Gibus needed to claw his way back into the game. Going for that nair there, and he ends up catching Gibus and shield, Gio and shield, which allows him to finally set up for that beautiful sequence that indeed ends with that forward air that we predicted before.
Exactly, and like you were saying, not one to be slept on, one that easily come back. Gibus 33%, and not a terrible position. And what's going to, I think, be really scary for both of these characters is if they were caught on top of one of those platforms. Both of the characters having really strong up smashes, really strong tilts that can contest with the shield and give amazing shield pressure on top of these platforms. It's going to be scary if any of them get on top. And
platforms are very important. We touched on the beginning of this game how Gio might not be able to have that same projectile presence, but if we remember from that first game, the projectile game wasn't what made that game so close. Gio played it at mid-range. If anything, he wants Mew2 to be trapped onto one of those platforms because of what you said. Each of these characters presents themselves as very, very dangerous whenever it comes to yourself being stranded on one of those platforms.
Exactly. Oh, gosh, just straight there and charge that up smash.
It just covered so much of that platform. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
What happens when you're trapped on that platform?
Exactly.
And that final little interaction that we saw there was everything that we had talked about before in a brief 2-second window.
Yes. Gibus got himself stuck and was able to get eaten by that up smash. Goodness.
Shield drops, they're important.
Yes, very important. I still haven't. There's whatchamacallit, the one smash guys. The shield dropping through the ledge, through the platforms video they did. I still can't perform that consistently. That is such a difficult tech to have and get yourself in a better position.
You know, both of these players have their fair share of characters, and we saw from Gio potentially pondering the counter pick, and now the hot seat falls on Gibus once again. And he's been in this situation so many times where it comes out on top initially, and Gio's able to bring it back.
Yes.
And in that last game, I'll be honest, it looked so daunting when I was thinking about how Gio was playing overall. I mean, he started off so strong with that spike initially, and while Gibus was able to answer back, I feel like the late game, all of that control was in Gio's favor, and already Gio opening up pretty strong. A nice little bit of a percent divide. Let's see if it can maybe widen, especially now that Gio has that top back online.
Yes. So when it comes to this matchup, I feel that Greninja is able to throw a lot of shurikens to contest the gyro while it's on the ground, and also stuff out a lot of options from Rob. However, Rob loses a lot in kill potential, seeing how Greninja's far heavier than Mewtwo.
Probably falls a bit quicker as well.
Yes, exactly. I'm kind of interested to see why Gibus isn't using Lucario at all.
He may just feel confident with the Greninja. One thing for sure is I think that maybe Gio did pretty well overall against the Lucario, if I remember correctly. And the Greninja, I think, is what gave him a run for his money the last time these two fought.
Okay. Yeah, both of them are fairly even right now. It's looking kind of similar to the last games with Mewtwo. However, if Gibus is able to take off this first stock and put himself in a lead, an advantage, which we haven't seen from him much this set, I feel like Gio having to work from a deficit is going to be a bit too difficult.
Well, there's Gibus trying to position himself to find that fair finisher, but he's been unable to do so far. An up smash, while it did give him some good coverage, was a bit ill-advised, and Gio's able to fight out of the corner and establish a bit of stage control himself. Really scary moment right there. I was so convinced that we were going to be seeing a shield stab, but no stab necessary. A clean up air is going to put Gio on the board, drawing first blood yet again.
Yeah, I don't think Gibus ever wants to be caught above Rob. Rob having so many amazing anti-air options in situations, and Greninja not always having the easiest time getting back to the ground. Though Gibus has gotten stage advantage right now. Unable to seal the stock, however.
I'm sure that affair must be getting a bit stale. And Gibus has been using it quite often, and the fact that Rob is such a heavy character is certainly going to be doing him no favors as Gio continues to pile on this bit of extra credit.
It's 151%, finally sealing the kill with the forward air. 38% on himself. Very similar to the previous games, not having to work back from a huge deficit, but that Water Shuriken is going to start up an amazing combo sequence that's going to put him back in an advantageous position.
But Gio able to answer right back. I've always been so impressed by Gibus' performance, especially at these lower percentages. But as the percentage starts to climb, Gio finds himself nearly there. He's just about there. All I think he really needs is a bit more percent and then a grab, and this game is as good as done. How is Gibus going to be answering back?
Exactly, like we've been seeing, Gibus has had a really tough time taking off that first stock. However, it was child's play for Gio. So if Gio was able to, like you said, start racking the percent, start getting those down throws to up air, start getting that up throw, possibly on the bush, possibly on anything else, Gibus is going to be a bad position. However, getting the tipper of that up smash puts him in a great position.
As the percent lead temporarily, let's see if he can hold on to it and really hold on to this set. Gio on the chase down. He whiffs that up smash, and this is going to be giving Gibus another chance. Look at the stage control, and look at that up smash. No sweet spot needed. The actual descending blades launching Gio horizontally and sending him to that right blast zone. Just excellent coverage overall, and a great option selection to really exploit that large body that Rob has.
Yes, great stuff from Gibus, utilizing that up smash to its fullest. Every single hitbox came into play there, and he was able to take the game.
Just excellent.